This is WOWT 6 News, live at 6.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Gill.
And I'm Joe Chiodo.
As promised, one of the first bills introduced to a vote in the U.S. House and in the new Congress is the Keystone XL oil pipeline.
And the vote today is a victory for those wanting to build the pipeline extension through Nebraska. Here's a breakdown of the vote. 266 for it, including 28 Democrats, and 153 against it. All of those are Democrats. Among those for it, Nebraska's freshman congressman, Democrat Brad Ashford.
In a statement, Ashford says, quote, while serving in the Nebraska legislature, I worked closely with my colleagues to ensure that the route was moved to avoid the most environmentally sensitive area and had higher safety requirements. The bill that I supported today protects Nebraska's interests. The bill now goes to the U.S. Senate. The first test vote is expected on Monday.
Also a victory for supporters of the XL project, a decision from the Nebraska Supreme Court. Brian Mastery spent the day talking with both sides about what happens next. Hey there, Brian.
Joe, Jessica, because the pipeline would cross the U.S. border from Canada, it needs the president's approval. And today, supporters tell me that the Keystone XL Pipeline has 100% of the easements through Montana and through South Dakota. Now, that is the permission to build on the land, and it has 86% of the easements through Nebraska. Opponents tell me, though, the fight is far from over. They're known as pipe farms. One day they may be assembled in the ground as part of the Keystone XL Pipeline. Opponents believe the White House may be their best ally.
The primary thing is just to say to President Obama, veto any legislation that's related to the pipeline, and then to deny the permit.
Pipeline supporters are energized today, believing today's vote from the House and the ruling from the Nebraska Supreme Court only enhances their position that President Obama will eventually have no other choice than to give his okay for construction.
He was going to suspend consideration until after the Nebraska lawsuit was resolved. Well, now it's resolved. So it does, it puts it right back on his desk.
Pipeline opponents, worried about the environmental risks of a leak could cause, are planning their next move to keep the pipeline out of Nebraska. Another lawsuit's a possibility.
It threatens vital Nebraska resources like the Ogallala Aquifer, and we don't think that's worth the risk. And we also don't think it's in the national interest for to run a pipeline through the middle of America that will only benefit people from foreign countries.
TransCanada moved the route around the Sandhills in 2012. The $7 billion pipeline would carry more than 800,000 barrels of oil a day from Canada to Texas refineries.
People are getting a sense of what a lower gasoline and diesel price economy means for America. You look over the course of the holidays, every American had thousands of dollars that instead of having to spend them on gasoline and diesel, they were able to spend on Christmas presents.
After today's House vote, I'm told the Senate is expected to debate the issue over the next couple of weeks. Now, Bold, Nebraska, a major opponent of the pipeline, has a conference call scheduled for Monday morning with the landowner's legal team. It's likely we'll learn more about the next court move. Reporting live, Brian Mastery, WOWT 6 News.